Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health risk or stress for February 13th, 2026. We do keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We maintain a patient weather storefront on Amazon. Amazon purchases made through our patient weather storefront support the activities of patient weather. Looking at the surface map for the 13th, we have high pressure still dominating almost the eastern half of the country. It will be cool, but not anywhere near as terribly cold as it has been. We do have another front trying to push into the Pacific Northwest, nothing unusual, and that brings a swath of weather across Washington, Oregon, actually into northern Idaho. The real interest will be this low pressure center trying to develop down in New Mexico, covering much of the Four Corners, spreading into the southern plains as this warm front stretches all the way from New Mexico into Oklahoma City and then south all the way down to Tampa. Looking at our vitality index, you can see that this is probably one of the least active things we've seen in the past 6 weeks. There is that area of activity through the Four Corners, a little bit of activity here in Oklahoma and Arkansas, and then some activity still hanging on here through the Great Lakes, but mainly Michigan and off into southeastern Canada. Looking at pressure change, again, the map is far clearer than we've seen in recent days. We do have some falling pressure, again, here in Washington and Oregon. We have a touch of falling pressure here across Michigan and on into southeastern Canada. We have rising pressure here along the coastal areas, really stretching from New Jersey, Delaware, and partly portions of Maryland, across Connecticut and Mass, and then up into the easternmost sections of Maine, but really holding most of its activity over here for Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. Looking at temperature change, you'll see we do have some falling temperatures here in the Four Corners, and we have significantly rising temperatures here in the Great Lakes area and again on into southeastern Canada. The dew point temperature map is a lot more interesting. We have that rising dew point temperatures here in the Four Corners and rising dew points across Oklahoma, Arkansas, and down into the south, and again rising dew point temperatures here in Michigan and on into Canada. Looking at the change in available oxygen, again, a very interesting story. We have that risk of migraine here across Arizona, New Mexico, and trying to stretch on into portions of southern Utah. We also have that risk of migraine right along the coastal Carolinas, picking up in Delaware, New Jersey, very small portions of eastern Pennsylvania, and then off into the easternmost sections of Maine. We're talking about Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and then jumping across into Maine and everywhere east. We have a risk of asthma and arthritis, rather significant in the northern plains, Nebraska to the Dakotas, very significant here in northeastern Texas, across Oklahoma, right around Oklahoma City, down into Arkansas, up into Missouri, across Tennessee and Kentucky, and then turning really significant about the Great Lakes here, Wisconsin, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, northern Ohio, all of Michigan, and picking up the Canadian cities across Windsor up probably to Toronto. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated. And if you hurt, won't you let us know where you're located?